Good evening, patrons, or good morning, if you happen to be watching this in the morning.
Could be good afternoon.
Good lunchtime.
Good day.
Happy
to you, sir.
Happy Patreon Q&A.
Yeah.
Sir or madam, members of the Patreon team. This is episode...
I think it's 3.
3 of the great Taliesin Evertel Q&A 2018. I'm not sure.
2018, 2019.
Well, this is the thing. I'm not sure we should actually put a date on it because it's only going to get embarrassing when it's like 2 years out of date. These questions are getting older and older and older. The further we go through them, the further we go through them, the longer we leave to answer them. So we're gonna get some good answers in tonight. I'm sorry if you've been waiting for us to answer your question, but we had an internet emergency today. We're not going to bore you with that, but we just ran out of internet.
And then Netflix stopped working, so
that
we didn't have anything to procrastinate with.
Because
so
actually, I quite liked it when I couldn't do any work today because the internet was off. I mean, I was upset. Don't get me wrong. I was very sad. I was like, oh no, I can't do any work.
Yeah,
I can't with the I can't do it. And then Netflix wouldn't happen, and then that's when we got really upset. Yeah, because I was really looking forward to watching a bit of the old Doctor Who.
Yeah,
because we've been watching
the old stuff.
We're watching Christopher Eccleston stuff because you've never seen it.
I haven't. I really like it.
Awesome.
I have to say, I think I prefer it to the Peter Capaldi one.
Wow. Do you know what? That actually makes me like you more. The fact that you're giving that time and that you're liking it, even though it's so kind of like 2004.
It really is.
It really, really is.
Oh my
maybe
God,
even older than that.
2002, 3?
Yeah, maybe? Something like that. Judging by Rose's jeans.
Yeah. You can tell a lot by Rose's jeans and her haircut.
Absolutely. Good old Billie Piper.
Yeah.
Ah, miss her. Would you have her back as a companion if she came back?
I'd be down.
Yeah.
I much prefer her to what's-her-face. You know, what's-her-face.
There's been a few.
Posh, pokey, munchkin, what's-her-face.
Clara.
Yeah.
You don't like Clara?
I hate Clara.
What is it that people hate about Clara? I don't mind her. She's all right.
No, she's so hateable. I actually don't believe that she's smart.
Right.
Like, I don't buy it.
Okay.
I'm like, you're dumb.
Okay, good.
And, you know, not all companions have to be smart.
No.
You know, even, you know...
Some of the funnest ones aren't, in fact.
Rose maybe isn't... Right. She's, you know, she's you know... Anyway, I hate Clara.
Okay.
I absolutely hate her.
Wow. I hope she's not a patron. I hope she's not watching this right now. Gosh, I like you, Clara. I think you were right.
No.
You're not my favourite, don't get me wrong.
No.
But, you know, I think you did a good job.
I hate her.
Clever boy, all that. Anyway, let's go on with these questions. Some thoughts on Doctor Who. There we go. Excellent. This is still recording. Good. It's better than last time.
Yeah, seriously. See
right.
how long that lasts.
So I'll leave this one to you.
Okay, R&E. What sort of wine do you two like?
Famously, we like red flavour wine.
We do like red flavour wine.
That's our
although I will
flavour.
drink any wine.
Alcohol. I will drink literally anything that can find its way into a
wine.
glass and find its way into my mouth.
Yeah.
Today we are drinking beer.
I'm having a tiny beer.
Yeah, that's a tiny beer, isn't it? And the reason we're drinking beer is because it's leftovers from our D&D night that we had on Monday.
Oh my God, yeah.
We have managed to make our new D&D game happen in this very flat.
Yes, so
it
we don't have to
here.
leave.
It's absolutely amazing.
The food comes to us.
2 of the people that are involved in the game live but minutes away. 2 of them live absolutely miles away.
God, yeah.
3 of them, in fact, and that's actually quite difficult for them.
Yeah.
But they come here anyway, and they bring drink and they bring food, and then they leave it all here.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's like the best thing ever.
Yeah.
We ended up with like loads of beer. We ended up with
crisps,
half a bottle of prosecco.
leftover pizza.
That's definitely the way to run a D&D game.
Yeah.
And then it gets quite late, and everyone's like, "Oh, well, I guess we all better go." And I'm like, "Yeah, guess you better had."
Yeah.
Okay, bye. Thanks for coming. Bye. Thanks for the beer. Thanks for the crisps. Bye. 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 Click. Let's wash up tomorrow. Let's just they're gone. So that's awesome. Thank you. If you're in our D&D game, you come all the way over here. That's brilliant. But we definitely get the long straw. We get the long straw on that.
Very
one.
long straw.
We are the winners. So yeah, we like red flavour wine, but we're not. Are you a connoisseur? Because my dad knows everything about wine.
I'm not. I like wine, and I have some reds and some whites that I prefer, but that doesn't mean I know shit about wine.
I know when I'm drinking a good red wine, and I can appreciate a good red wine.
That's true.
With white wine, basically, if it's dry and it's cold, I'm going to be a happy man.
I don't know about that.
I don't have the same standards.
I have a problem with I can drink bad red wine because whatever, it's fine. But bad white wine makes me gag. Like I
Any
find it
fruity
undrinkable.
white wine is bad for you. See.
No, I like fruity. If it just literally tastes like vinegar, then it's not
Since
good.
we moved flat, we used to live near a Wetherspoons pub called
We
the
did.
Barge, where they serve wine out of taps.
Yeah,
God,
and
so good.
and prosecco,
Oh,
straight out of the
really?
tap.
Seriously?
Yeah.
They're not like that though. They're not like beer taps.
Yeah,
They're
but
literally like
it's a nice little tap.
so good,
but it's,
so good.
it's
Yeah, we like
still
red
a
flavour
tap.
wine.
Yes.
Um,
Next question.
Next question is from Jipapir123. Are you guys planning any kind of videos? Any special kind of videos in the coming
Are you
year?
planning any kind of videos in the coming year?
Nah.
Well, I don't know.
Well, do you know what, right? I've got a feeling that just before like all of the BFA stuff starts happening, it's going to start getting a little bit quiet with the old Warcraft thing. I kind of remember this with Legion.
Yeah.
And it didn't matter so much then because we weren't doing the channel full time, and we had like one video maybe two videos every 3 weeks we were kind of doing back then.
Yeah.
And obviously we have to do it more than that now, just because people expect it of us more than anything else. Which is fair enough. What an amazing position to be in. Who would have thought that would have happened to the channel? Absolutely amazing. But we're kind of thinking of maybe like some kind of T&E style reviews of like other games.
Yeah, because when we started the channel, we always thought we were going to do games.
Talias Inevitable 2 Games.
Like
and if you know,
other
that's the name of our
games.
channel. It's
And
like
then, as you well know, we made an Overwatch video.
we made. I think we got two
Two?
videos.
Oh, two. We got two videos.
I can't remember. No, just one, I think.
I can't.
But I kind of feel like if you know The Escapist, Yahtzee, does like obviously his very famous kind of quite pithy reviews. I feel like we could do something like that.
Yeah.
In like our essay video style.
In our style.
Yeah.
I think we could. We just haven't done it. Also,
It takes up all of our time to create the 2 videos a week.
yeah. And then
Sometimes
you have
less
to
that we do.
actually play the other games.
Oh, that's another good point. We don't have that much time to actually play other games.
Yeah, I'm busy playing Mario Kart.
And certainly not enough to like review them. But I think if they weren't like in-depth reviews, if they were like impressions,
kind of impressions,
but
yeah,
they
we
weren't
could
like
probably do it.
they weren't like playthroughs or whatever. They were literally just 5-minute kind of taking the piss things.
This is how I feel.
And I feel like the videos would be cool because I was always like, oh, what would we actually call them? We need like a title. And I feel like they would be so. Say we were doing Star Wars Battlefront 2, it would be like Star Wars Battlefront 2 is shit, obviously. or like Street Fighter 12 is a mess, obviously. Or
okay, good.
Or
'Cause for a
Sims
second I
12 is a triumph, obviously.
Okay.
Like, do you know what I mean?
That's
like,
good.
Yeah,
I thought
reckon
you were
that's
going to
quite
say
cool.
that they were all shit, obviously. And
No,
then I'm
no,
like,
no.
that's not fun.
I mean, obviously, it's more fun to review shit games.
Yeah, of course.
but
That's yeah.
I reckon that's quite a good idea.
Yeah. Okay, I like that.
Yeah.
Should we do it?
I don't know.
Let's do it.
It's a lot of work, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a lot of work. At the moment, it's off the table because all the WoW stuff is taking precedence
Yeah.
and taking over.
But if it ever gets quiet, then
Yeah, totally.
can do
And I
it.
kind of feel like we might do it for the patrons without putting it on the channel. But when we've got a collection of
do
like
it a
maybe
test run.
6
Yeah.
or whatever, we can put them all on the channel at the same time.
That's not a bad idea.
And I kind of feel like we'd need to release them at the exact same time that we released WoW videos as well. So like a WoW video would come out and one of those would come out at the same time. So it would never be like that instead of a WoW video.
I see what you mean.
Do you know what I mean? It would be like the 2 coming out at the same
I
time.
feel like that would like ruin the algorithm or something.
We've never worried about the
I
algorithm.
don't know.
I don't even know what the algorithm is.
No one knows what it is.
No. So
but
why
I
worry?
think it needs you to post regularly.
Yeah, well, we don't do that, do we?
Well, it rewards you when you do.
Does it though?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, okay, forget that then. Anyway. What ideas might the patrons have?
Yes.
For
What would you
other-
like us to do?
Other videos we do. Jipapir123. Did you have anything in mind when you wrote this question almost 3 months ago? What were you thinking? You probably don't remember. It's so long that I can't remember what I was doing last week.
No, me neither.
Not doing a Q&A apparently. So yeah, that's kind of what we're thinking at the moment. We've been asked to do some videos for other games as well from like various other sources, and we usually say no. In fact, we always say no, obviously.
Yeah.
We have had a couple of interesting ones recently that we
might pursue.
which aren't even sponsored, just like people wanting us to get involved. So
Yeah.
maybe. I don't know, but we just love WoW so much, man. It's difficult, isn't it? Yeah.
We do.
Right. Zillions!
This isn't a question.
No, I know, but I love Zillions. So we're going to read it anyway. I love the picture on the cards. Congratulations, friends.
Yay!
Yay. Zillions Oh, we probably shouldn't say who she is, just in case she wants to remain anonymous.
Exactly.
Okay, good.
Okay, Josh Simpson asks, who do you think will be the big bad in BFA?
Who do you think will be the big bad in BFA?
Well, we are all the bad, right? Because we're fighting and we're
Oh,
destroying.
that is so interesting.
Yeah,
we are the bad
we're
for the
destroying,
other side.
Yes, we're destroying the planet.
So deep. You're so deep. You're like,
But then everything will be ruined. But then, of course, the tentacles will come out of the deep and stuff.
what will we ruin though?
The planet.
You think we're going to ruin Zandalar? We're going to ruin Kiltiris?
No, I think that the Azeroth is going to be totally screwed.
You think Azeroth is going to get taken over by the old gods?
No, I did not say that. I said
that sounds like totally screwed to me.
No, but I mean totally screwed in that we it is our fault that Azeroth kind of falls into ruin.
Right. Okay. So
And
we just
we're
destroy everything.
we're harvesting the Azerite, and
Yeah.
we don't give a poo about the environment. And I don't know why I just replaced that word. It just felt.
It felt quite quaint.
It felt too strong.
And then you made a fairly vague and shallow comment about the environment as well. So I basically felt like I was watching an '80s cartoon.
It's not shallow.
No, I didn't mean shallow as in
a nice
meaningless.
metaphor.
I meant
But then the thing comes from the deep, and then that becomes the big bad, aka old god. Yeah,
it's N'Zoth, isn't it?
It is N'Zoth.
Or maybe it's like all of the old gods.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Who
I think
knows?
the general thinking is it's the old gods, and I think the general thinking with Legion was that it was going to be Sargeras or Kil'jaeden.
Yes.
And it was kind of both.
Yeah.
Because I maintain that Argus was essentially Sargeras.
Yes.
Because we were fighting Argus, but we were stopping Sargeras as we did it.
Oh yeah.
And Sargeras was clearly using him as a sort of Don't tell Pyromancer I said that. Shh. He'll get very upset. It's got to be N'Zoth, hasn't it?
Yeah.
And whatever happens, either way, it's definitely gonna. I don't think there's anyone that doesn't think it's gonna go into pretty heavy old god stuff.
Yeah.
Leading up to maybe Void Lord stuff for the next expansion. I've heard some really interesting theories that maybe
bad.
the Alliance and Horde will have different end bosses,
Ah.
and maybe the Horde will fight Gengraymane, and the Alliance will fight Nathanos.
Oh, not Sylvanas.
Maybe Sylvanas, but Nathanos would be
I'd
the
fight him.
Gengraymane equivalent.
Okay,
so,
yeah, the
you're not taking out
advisor.
Anduin or
Yeah,
Sylvanas.
yeah,
You're taking
you're
out the second in command.
Yeah.
Sort of thing.
Ooh. Oh, I'd be really sad if Gen died.
I'm a big fan of Gen these days.
I love Gen.
I never used to love Gen.
He's a good boy.
He's
such a good boy.
Good boy. He's such a good boy, and never is he a better boy than in the Battle for Azeroth cinematic.
I love him. He's
Do. You be Anduin, I'll be Gen.
Yeah.
So you do your cry. Can you cry for me?
No.
No, go on. You can do it. You can do it. Well done. And do the straight arm. I reckon. Yeah, and they're more powerful. You copy that poster over there. Yeah, and I'm Gen and I'm hurt. So you do your Anduin. Da 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 da.
Yeah, I know. And
Gengraymane, he's such a good
gets up
boy.
and he's like,
oh.
it's like a dog when he comes out of a lake or a river.
If the camera was to pan down, Anduin is there just tickling his belly.
Yeah, and he's like,
Yeah. That's exactly what's happening. He's such a good boy. So yeah, I've heard that could be the thing. That it could be and that would actually I keep meaning to make an essay video about this, but other things keep cropping up.
They do.
It'll be the next one we do after the one that comes out this week,
Yes.
I think, unless something crops up, which it might, some more allied race stuff that I want to talk about.
You never know.
But yeah, I really like the idea of different bosses for Horde and Alliance,
Yeah.
and I think the Blizzard are doing something really cool with their completely separate leveling zones and
Yes.
storylines, which is kind of the first time that's been done since vanilla, really,
Yeah.
really. And I know we've always had different parts of the same continent that we've leveled up in before with slightly different stories and things like that. But 2 different continents is quite extreme, and 2 whole different things going on. And I feel like
True.
Blizzard maybe are leading up to something like that. They've got we have the technology. Technology is there. Let's make it happen. That's what I think.
Okay.
Yeah. It won't be Khadgar, I don't think, because we kind of with Legion we were sort of convinced for a while it was Khadgar.
It's not Khadgar. He's fine.
Khadgar's kind of proved himself to be a loyal sort, unfortunately.
Yeah. He's a
Shame,
good
isn't it?
dad.
And he's a bit emo at the moment. I don't think we'll see him again
Oh,
in this
God.
expansion.
Yeah, I think he needs to like retreat.
I think,
for a little bit.
him and Velen, I think they had a proper goodbye.
They did.
Velen has earned a rest. in fairness. I'm not
Velen-
sure Khadgar has.
No, but Velen has, and
Yeah,
he's
he
just gonna
certainly
take
has.
a nap.
Yeah.
He's an old Draenei
But he's
man.
still in the Stormwind Embassy.
Aw.
He's still involved.
Well, he's he's doing like
He just
admin
loves
work.
Anduin.
He's there like behind the desk.
They
every
keep him
now
on.
And then. Yeah,
They keep him on. He's
and it's
like he's like the 70-year-old woman who works at Marks and Spencer's.
Yeah.
It's brilliant.
It's like, okay, hun. Yeah.
I like that. I
Yeah,
think that's great.
yeah.
But no, I think I don't think we'll see Khadgar. I think him flying off in Silithus and being like, everything's gone terrible. I will not fight the Horde after we've all been working together.
Yeah.
Very noble. Very noble.
Very, very noble.
Right.
Okay.
Next question is from Tory Brown, sorry. Firstly, congrats. The save the date is so cute. It is, isn't it?
It is.
We look so great in that.
We do.
You look especially good.
Thanks.
I've got a spot on my face, but it's moody
It's
black
okay.
and white, so no one
Yeah,
notices.
no one can tell.
Second, I was wondering if Taliesin has any clips from his acting days. I don't. For anyone that doesn't know and hasn't watched the other Q&As, or in fact any Q&A we've ever done probably, I, right up until going full-time with this channel, was a professional actor. But particularly when I was a little bit younger, I did lots of TV and a couple of films and things like that. So I don't have any of them because it was kind of like before the internet was a big thing even.
Yeah.
And it was just like the infancy of like everything
They're
being on the
somewhere
internet.
out there on VHS.
Well, they know. They are all on the internet.
Oh.
They are all on YouTube.
Oh.
There's an episode of Casualty, which is on the internet because I've seen it on
Nice.
YouTube. There's an episode of EastEnders, which is on YouTube. There's a BBC 3 film with James Purefoy
Oh.
that's on there. That's on the internet.
I know that one.
And they still show that on BBC 4 like all the time as well. And the only one you can't find on the internet is a movie I was in called Freebird, but my character only had 3 lines and was cut.
Oh.
Cut from the final cut. But if you
Sorry, babe.
if you get the DVD extra version, I'm in that.
Nice.
Yeah. I haven't. That's the only thing I've ever done that I haven't watched. But my dad's watched it and assures me that I'm in the director's cut.
Aww.
So that's parents' job, I guess. And that was literally my first. I couldn't go to graduation because I was filming that movie.
Wow.
Can't remember if there's anything else now. But somewhere on the internet, you can find those things. I'll even give you a little hand. The episode of Casualty was called No Way Out.
Wow.
If you can find that, well done, by the way.
good
Let us
job.
know if you find that, because I lost it ages ago, being able to find it. And I can't remember what the EastEnders one was called. Sorry. But you might be able to find the Casualty one. Casualty's like a kind of...
Oh yeah, it's just like a
it's a
medical
medical
soap
drama.
opera.
Yeah, soap opera.
Sorry.
It is, isn't it?
Sorry.
Yeah, no, it
It's
is.
drama.
And it's one of those things that like every actor's been in, and I had my turn, just
You
like
did?
every actor.
Yeah.
And I didn't even have a very good because in the episode I was in, there was an explosion in a Chinese food factory.
God.
So loads of like really cool Asian actors were there with like these amazing like wounds and stuff.
Yeah.
Like scalds and burns and stuff. But my storyline was not that.
No.
My storyline was I played a 16-year-old called Neil, I think, and he lost his virginity with his girlfriend, and it was quite a big moment for them. And it turned out his girlfriend had a latex allergy, but neither of them knew that she had a latex allergy. So she had like a reaction, and she was so embarrassed because she didn't know what it was that she dumps him and goes to the doctor, and he follows, and he's like, "What's going on?" I think I was Welsh. I think all my TV work was in Welsh accent, and I was like, "Why did you dump me? I'm so sad." And she's like, "Oh, Neil, leave me alone." And it turns out, and like they only find out when the nurse, who's a male nurse, is like examining her wearing latex
With gloves.
and she has the reaction on her arm, and they go, "You've got a latex allergy."
Wow.
She's like, "Oh no, I dumped my boyfriend for nothing."
Oh, you done dumped
Done
your
gonna dump
boyfriend.
him.
You done dumped
Yeah.
your boyfriend.
So you don't need to watch it now because I literally just told you what happened. So I kind of like that, kind of.
Yeah.
So I wasn't even injured at all.
Oh.
I'd like to be back on. I'd like to go back on Casualty. I wouldn't. If I did, I'd make it part of my contract that I had a hideous wound.
Yes.
Like a hideous, like something disgusting.
hideous wound. Paid a ton of money.
Oh no! If it was a good enough wound, I'd do it for cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would charge like the amount that I'd want to be paid would be in direct correlation to how vicious
the
my
wound
wound
is.
was. And the more vicious the wound,
What
the
if
less
you
I
were,
would
like,
ask to get paid.
had to get limbs amputated and stuff?
Then I'd do it for free. Because that's pretty much as bad as it gets, isn't it? I don't know.
Yeah.
Hey, man. I've often wondered if I went back into acting after the channel like dies or whatever. I've often thought if I went back to acting, if like the fact that I've had a minusculely successful YouTube channel would actually help me.
I think it would. I totally think it would.
Is that the kind of thing that would happen these days? Do you reckon if I went up to like a cool agent and went, "Hey man, I need a new agent"?
YouTube goes to like TV all the time.
Yeah, maybe.
It does. It's how it works now.
Oh.
You might get discovered.
I don't need to be discovered. All these people know who I am.
I know.
Like they have discovered.
I know.
They're the only ones that matter. I don't care about people that watch Casualty. I do care about people who watch Casualty, not people who make Casualty necessarily. Anyway.
Okay. Next question. No. No.
Oh no. Have I missed?
Yes.
Here we are. Right. Yes.
This is from IGD. Igd. I miss the dragon lore. Do you think we'll see them come back into the storyline soon? Perhaps through Rathian shenanigans? Who will become the Queen of Stormwind? Lovely photo, by the way. Best wishes.
Well, obviously Rathian is going to become the Queen of Stormwind. Everyone knows that.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, this does remind me of that question we had a couple of Q&As ago now, which like, are there any gay characters in WoW? And I completely forgot. Obviously, Khadgar.
Khadgar is not gay.
Yeah, of course he is.
He gets off with
No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. Like, there's that she likes him, but there's absolutely no indication that he likes her.
But there's no indication that Khadgar likes men.
But when you go... Okay.
Apart from when you tickle him and he pees himself.
I tickle him and he pees himself. That's like, I don't blame him for that. I wouldn't judge anyone for that.
No.
No. I wouldn't judge anyone for being themselves just by me being in the same room as them, frankly. But, oh, adventurer. But with Khadgar, well, for a start, he's just got... I feel safe around Khadgar in a way that I only do around maybe people like Idris Elba. I know Idris Elba isn't gay.
Idris Elba is not gay.
Do we know that Idris Elba isn't gay?
I'm telling you.
Who's his girlfriend?
Me.
What girlfriend has he ever had?
Me.
He's never had like a famous girlfriend.
Yeah.
Which is unusual for a man so beautiful.
Well, then he's probably had unfamous girlfriends.
But you are the kind of person that knows this sort of stuff.
Yeah.
You tend to know who like famous men who are beautiful go out with at various times. And who has Idris Elba been out with? I am suddenly a little bit suspicious and hopeful that Idris Elba is gay.
I really don't think he is.
I don't think he is either.
But maybe he is.
God, I hope he is. Anyway, Khadgar reminds me of him in certain ways.
Okay.
But think about it, when you go to the Broken Shore, okay, and Khadgar gives you a mission, and you've got to go and collect all these coins.
Yeah.
And the coins, when you pick them up, make you turn into a rainbow.
Yeah, but there are coins for Archmage Mudera.
No, they're not. He doesn't say that. He says, I had some coins, a present that I was going to give to... Oh, never mind.
Oh.
He doesn't tell us who it's for. He's embarrassed by it.
I don't think Blizzard would make Khadgar openly gay.
Well, they haven't. But they've given hints, like collecting coins that turn you into a rainbow. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they've got a female character who is explicitly interested in him, who
but
he doesn't show any interest to.
Oh.
Are you seeing where I'm coming from there?
Yes.
Anyway, sorry, back to your question, Igd. Dragon lore. Yes, I think we're definitely going to see some dragon lore. I don't think it will be in this expansion, but I think maybe we'll have like little hints of it. I think maybe we'll get dragon lore, the equivalent of the way we've got old god lore in Legion in the next expansion.
Yeah, I get that.
And like I feel like Ian in the last Q&A, there's another one tomorrow, has basically said dragons are cool, we're going to have more dragons.
Yes.
Which is awesome.
Definitely.
So I
Do you think we'll ever have dragonkin as an allied race?
No. Oh. I know. I'm sorry. I feel
will we ever have something that has 4 legs but then also a torso? So you have the cat people from the desert. You have
the Tolvir?
Yeah, something like that.
I never remember the names.
I always forget that. Just cat people.
The cat people.
The cat people. You have the like some of the satyrs.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then the little, oh God, what are they called? You know what I mean? They're in the
I know
druid,
what you mean.
they're in the druid
Yeah.
place.
The beautiful ones with the
Yeah,
funny voices.
the cute little ones.
Yeah.
The like dryads.
Yes, yeah, dryads, I think.
Dryads.
Yeah, they're cool, but I don't think we'll ever get them.
And then
as players.
Dragonkin. And then
maybe when like WoW is down to like 500,000 subscribers.
Yeah, they'll be like, fine, you can
Oh
have
God,
it.
okay, Dragon King.
You can have it.
Do it.
It's yours.
Maybe. I don't think so. I just don't think it's. I didn't think it would read as like a playable character. Unfortunately,
no.
I think people would love it though.
Yeah.
And we had like the little glimpse of stuff which kind of touched on Dragon lore with the Chromie scenario in 7.2.
Yeah,
and
a
I
little
feel
bit.
like loads of people were like, the start of Dragon lore stuff, and
then it just faded away,
spoiler
didn't
for
it?
the ending of the Chromie scenario, but it's very vague and non-specific what's going on in the Chromie, and I think everyone saw it as like a thing which is going to get dragons back into it in some way, or at least hint at them.
Yeah.
And Rathian is in that scenario as well.
Yeah.
But I feel like surely Rathian has to have a big role to play in Battle for Azeroth. Because, like, the factions trying to wipe each other out, that's his thing.
Oh, it is.
That's his bag.
Yeah.
He loves that stuff.
Yeah,
And I think he'll be there with a vengeance.
He feeds on that.
Yeah, exactly. And I feel like him being in the Stormwind Embassy on the PTR before they actually added it and he wasn't there anymore, I feel that was a blatant troll by Blizzard. I don't think that means anything.
Yeah.
But having said that, I feel like he's got to be in the next expansion.
I think so.
He's got to be important.
Yes.
That's what we think.
That's what we think.
That half answers the question.
It does.
Yeah, I think there is going to be some Dragon lore. Yeah, totally. Good. Oh, wait a minute. Who will become the Queen of Stormwind, Khadgar?
Yeah.
Yeah. I love this thing of like, we've mentioned this before. One of my favourite things at the moment is the speculation around who Anduin is going to marry.
Yeah.
Like,
you know what?
And this thing that he must get married.
Anduin doesn't have
has
to get married.
Kalia Menethil.
No. He might just stay
Any
single.
other female we can think
He
of.
might not want to do that. I don't see why he has to get married.
Tess Greymane. She's a woman.
Yes.
She'll marry him.
Isn't she? No.
She what?
Nothing.
What were you going to say?
Nothing.
Okay.
Yeah, so maybe we won't have a queen. Or maybe at the end of Battle for Azeroth, after we've destroyed Azeroth. Sorry, I'm putting my hat on. You know the hat. And
A dangerous hat.
yeah. Maybe we realize that the only way to heal our wounds is to join our houses together.
Do you mean Horde and Alliance?
By marrying our leaders.
Sylvanas?
Well,
Wait.
it's a strategic marriage.
Wow, okay. I'm not sure
And-
Blizzard are going to go for that, because Blizzard are quite right on these days. And I'm not sure they would go, the only way to solve this problem is a marriage of convenience.
It's not of convenience, it's of bigger strategic vision.
Well, I don't think there would be anything convenient about Anduin marrying Sylvanas, that's for sure. Wow. Okay, let's break this down.
That's my theory.
Let's unpack this
it's
one.
not my theory, it's just
Let's
words
unpack
that I
this.
said. It's just, I don't think,
I love the idea that
I don't think that's true.
I love the idea that we're fighting each other to the death, in a way that we've never fought each other before. Literally trying to wipe out the other side. And then an old god appears,
And then we're like,
and Anduin and Sylvanas go, whoa, shit. Well, there's only one way out of this.
Yeah.
I think I know what you that. And Sylvanas is, I think I know what you mean. Are you sure it's that bad? It's got that bad? We
it's
didn't
that
even get
bad.
married when the Legion were here. It's like,
actually,
man, but
yeah,
wow.
that's my
And
theory.
the only way that can solve it is if they get married. The power of love, the miracle of love.
Power of love.
I'm kind of hoping when we get married, it's going to solve all our problems like that.
Yeah.
Like all the problems, not our problems, but like the problems in the world.
The problems of the world.
I kind of feel like when we get married, when we get
If it
married,
happens.
like it's going to be such a miracle that we ever got it to happen because we're so slack at organising that actually
It's not true.
a kind of a positive force wave will just head out at the world and solve problems.
And then all will be good.
Yeah.
Well, keep your eyes peeled.
Suddenly, like we'll get married, and like suddenly, millennials will be able to afford houses and things
No,
like
that's
that.
never going to
and-
happen. Not even with all of our goodness.
Well, certainly not in London.
Nah.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. So. Oh, by the way, I'm new, so apologies if these are all questions. IGD, Igada, these were
Thanks.
great questions.
Thanks.
Thank you. Vicky Lockhart. Absolutely beautiful photo there, guys. Thank you very much, Vicky Lockhart.
Thank you.
Yeah, excellent. And Mert Akane. Big congratulations, guys. And here is the question.
If you had changed 3 things, literally anything from features to lore in WoW, what would they be? Wow.
Should have looked at this one before.
Yeah.
It's one of those ones that I have to think about.
I would...
I'd bring Madan back.
No.
Full scale. I'd be like, Madan, in the game. Here you go. No, I wouldn't. I clearly wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. Do you know what I would have said before? Kultiris. I wanted Kultiris in the game. It's been like one of my big things I've always wanted. And I was spending a lot of time running around Borealis, the Kultiris capital today.
Looks
and
great.
It is perfect.
It looks really good.
It's so great.
Yeah.
Like, even with like stairways that go into walls and stuff because it's not finished, and untextured bits and bits that aren't populated and bits that clearly aren't even finished, even then it is so beautiful and so great, so wicked.
Yeah. 3 things I would change. We get some kind of centaur-like playable race.
Linking it back to a past question, I like it.
Runus doesn't die.
Oh yeah, that definitely.
Yeah. Or
Maybe
he
he's not,
doesn't
though.
shrivel away into nothing.
Well, we can still rescue him. We can still rescue him.
See,
Like,
that's what I thought. If we just give
we could
him
find him.
the...
We could find Runus. He's out there as a withered somewhere, and we know how to cure the withered now.
I know,
We've
that's
got a tree.
I know. That's why... Okay, maybe he is safe.
We've got a
then.
tree which I made.
Maybe I made that tree too.
I want him to be my sidekick.
Yeah.
I want him to basically follow me everywhere. Because he would if I saved him.
I know.
If I made him not withered.
Yeah. And then
I'd
3...
be unwithered, Runus.
Yeah. And then 3 would be I would like to be able to play a dragon.
Wow. That's... In what way would you play a dragon?
Just like as a character.
So would it be like one of the dragonflight in that you have like a mortal form,
And
but
a
then
dragon
if
form.
you want to, you can just turn it. Wow, you got to be careful though. Those dragon forms aren't as hardy as they seem.
No.
Honestly, one little red crystal thing in your belly, in your underside,
And
you're
that's it,
gone.
and then you
Well,
just
you're
go,
bad, and then you're gone.
Yeah.
You do get to go up to a loon. So sad.
That's what I'd change. But if I had time to think about these, they'd be better.
I
responses.
would link US and EU servers.
That's a really useful one.
Yeah, because like
That's
when we were changing from US to EU, it was rubbish.
Yeah.
The fact that you can't transfer characters and or any other kind of account information.
Yeah, it's bad.
Like they're literally run by different things. They're just not linked in the slightest. And
Yeah.
this is something that people still are surprised by because it's ridiculous.
It is ridiculous.
Like this thing, like whenever I'm on the forums, there's always a forum post of why can't I? How do I do this? It's never like is this possible? It's like how do I do this? Because I must be able to do this. I'm obviously just doing it wrong.
Yeah, and
but
like,
you can't.
no.
You can't move stuff over from US to EU,
No.
which is absolutely crazy.
It's
In this day and age, Blitz, I would change that.
I know.
I would totally change that.
That's a good change.
And then maybe some of the cool like EU players could like just move onto US servers and then they get a war first.
There you go.
Every now and then, just to even it out a little bit.
Aw.
That's definitely something that I would change, and otherwise I'm pretty happy with the state of WoW.
Yeah, I know, right? Like,
I would. Do you know what? I wouldn't mind taking away one of the difficulty modes for raiding. That's probably controversial, and do you know what? It wouldn't be LFR.
Well, I was gonna say.
I'd probably take away normal.
Really?
Yeah, because I kind of feel like normal's a bit useless at the moment because it's so easy. I would kind of make LFR a bit more difficult.
So yeah, so basically
But not
LFR is
much.
just
Like-
an easy to join normal.
I'm not in the a queuable normal.
Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
but you'd have to like tweak some of the mechanics.
Yeah.
But
so
not
it's
many.
hard. Yeah.
In fairness, and I'm not an Asmongold who's like get rid of LFR. It's rubbish. It ruins the game. I don't think it
No,
does.
that's
Like
not fine.
whatever. And like it's a way that a lot of people raid.
Yes.
And a way that a lot of people it's the only way they raid, and that's cool. And I totally get that. I'm a firm believer that every single LFR boss should have one raid wipe mechanic. That if you don't follow that mechanic, because like too many LFR bosses, it's almost impossible to die on.
It's so easy.
And I feel like every LFR boss should have one mechanic that will wipe you if you don't do it right. And that's as far as I think it should go. except maybe the last bosses.
Yeah.
And then I think it should go straight to heroic.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Because
I feel like, that's the change I'd make. And because I don't know, and I think that's what I'd do.
Cool.
Yeah. Good.
Those are legit.
Yeah, I think those are good changes. We just solved the game, mate. That's what we did. I'd really like it if you could reply to this
and let us know
what your changes would be, Mert.
Yeah, man.
That's what I'd like to know. How are we doing? No, we're doing good. Okay, right. Congrats. What is your favourite raid story? And that is from Stormform. 2 months ago.
Indeed.
Way back in January, I guess.
Yeah.
Maybe. No. Your favourite raid story?
Raid story. I mean, as a whole, I really loved Ulduar.
I'm amazed that you said Ulduar.
But I also
That's
loved,
the last thing I thought you were going to say.
I also loved Nighthold. I thought Nighthold was brilliant, and I loved playing through it. And I actually felt it. The story to me felt like it felt like I was going through a story.
Yeah.
Whereas sometimes with raids, you're a bit like,
And Nighthold kind of felt like the actual end of Warlord of Draenor.
It did.
Like it was a better ending to Warlord of Draenor than Warlord of Draenor was.
Totally.
Like absolutely. I know. That's a really good one. And the storytelling in that raid is brilliant.
It's
like
really well done.
The thing that Blizz have now of like the little heads popping up and like explaining each boss as you get to them.
Yes.
How amazing is that? And like Khadgar's there going, oh, this is a big, this is a big scorpion thing. Look, that's all it is though, but we've got to kill it. Even then, even when they don't have any story behind them.
Yeah.
Just that helps. Yeah.
And I thought the kind of like boss character development in Nighthold was so good.
Yeah.
It was brilliant.
Going like way back old school, like stuff like Blackrock, what's the raid called? Is it Blackrock Mountain? It's in Blackrock Mountain.
Yeah.
Obviously, I didn't play in vanilla, so I never raided it at the time. But like you go back there and all that kind of really iconic stuff is there, and that's already exciting.
Yeah.
But I can only talk about like the more modern stuff.
Yeah, same.
And I'm one of those people that always likes the stuff that's just happened for some reason because I'm just more into it and it's fresher and it's better.
Yeah.
So I'm not one of those people that like harks back to older raids and expansions so much. And Nighthold was pretty special.
I loved it.
But then Tomb of Sargeras, if you're just talking story, like you can't beat Tomb of Sargeras or like, I mean, or Antorus.
Like,
just like lore wise.
Yeah.
Because okay, so all the raids in WoD, even though I didn't love Highmaul, but like all the raids in WoD, like they were good raids, and they were made to feel even better because they were like the only good content in WoD after leveling, pretty much. But story-wise, they were like everything else in WoD, essentially meaningless. Like I still don't entirely know why we raided Highmaul or Blackrock. Foundry.
Don't know.
Blackrock Foundry, an amazing raid, like such fun mechanics and stuff. You've got like conveyor belt boss, and you've got train boss, and you've got all these amazing things. And then Hellfire Citadel was just like, it just felt like it was just popped in there. Yeah. I felt like no one even knew that was going to be there before they started. And it was like, whereas, and then, and obviously like there's some pretty cool story happening in Miss Pandaria, like Siege of Orgrimmar. That's a brilliant storyline.
That is a cool one. That is a cool one. But I felt like almost kind of distanced from that one. I don't know why.
Maybe. Why?
Maybe that was just me.
Why?
I don't know. Like it didn't feel like I was actually raiding Orgrimmar.
Do you think it's because you did it so many times?
I think it's because
you did it for like literally a year.
Yeah, there's that, and then also like you know that you're not actually raiding Orgrimmar. You know what I mean?
But you were, though.
You are, but you're not.
But you are, though.
Because then you log on to your Horde character and you're like, all good.
Here I am.
I think maybe that for me, it felt like I really enjoyed it, but because there wasn't like any like real WoW world consequence.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know, but I get it. Really
Not
liked
Throne of
it.
Thunder though, or something like that, because that's a great raid.
That's a good one.
Yeah. Cataclysm raids, I kind of like got lost in the story of Cataclysm.
Yeah.
You know, all I know from Cataclysm is that Thrall is like super important.
He's
all about the Thrall.
It's all about Thrall.
And so I kind of because I don't love Thrall, especially since he shaved his hair.
Yeah.
I liked him with his long hair. He looks so much cooler. I'm gonna go Nighthold then.
Nice.
That's my favourite raid story of recent times.
Yeah.
I guess. And recent times are the funnest times. Good. Right. This is from Kevin Davis. It says, not going to lie, was expecting Khadgar to be somewhere in the invite. A little disappointed. We've got WoW questions about our wedding later on, so I did notice as I was searching through these. So, yes, yeah. I am. Do you know what? I'd love to have like some kind of WoW thing in the wedding, but I don't think it's going to happen. Is it?
We couldn't do it.
I don't think you mean that. I think you're humouring me in front of the camera. I don't think you mean it. Would you like to read Jason D's question?
Yes. Jason D says, if you could toss out one spec on your favourite class and replace it with something better, what would go and what would you want to see it replaced with?
Ooh.
So let's start with that bit.
Well, okay. Well, my favourite class is Priest.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure I'd like to throw out any of them because I like Shadow because it's a DPS spec, but I like the fact that Priest has got 2 healing specs as well. Mm-hmm. The spec that I'd really like to see in the game is Bard, but I don't think that's a very good Priest one. You know?
Not for Priest.
Not for Priest. I feel like that has to be a spec by itself.
It has to be its own class.
A pinch, maybe a rogue. Could be a rogue spec. A Bard could be the rogue healing spec, perhaps. You know?
I feel like bards are a little more wholesome than that.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe you're right. So, yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah.
I think they'd have to be the whole new spec. But I know people go mad about the idea of Tinkers, and that's fine, that's great. But for me, it would be Bard. And it's a natural healing spec, and the fun you could have with that.
Indeed.
Like from a graphical and just like mechanical kind of point of view, I think it would be really, really awesome.
Yeah.
And I also think that they could probably have like a casting spec as well, I guess.
Yeah.
But probably not a tanking spec. Yeah. I can't really think of how a Bard could have a tanking spec. So yeah, I wouldn't want to throw out any of them in my favourite class. But I'd like a Bard somehow. And I think it's totally doable. I don't think it would muck anything up. But I don't think we're going to see a new class in WoW for
probably
a while.
Probably not for a long time. My favourite class is Hunter. And...
What Hunter spec would you throw out,
Well, you know what I think actually? Yeah, get rid of survival. But I still really like the idea of a melee hunter, especially since playing a bit of Dungeons and Dragons. And I feel like if you could have a hunter, kind of more of a ranger character, that say dual wields some swords and kind of gets in there, or
would they have a pet with
has
them?
Like a rapier.
This all sounds a bit roguey to me.
No. It's all about your kind of dexterity and your agility and stuff.
Sounds a bit roguey.
You can no, because you still deal in like traps and like disengagements and things.
Okay.
And it's not about like there's an element of stealth involved.
I think you might like rogue. Maybe you should play rogue.
No, I've tried rogue. But that's what I would do. Like kind of reformulate a melee hunter.
Wow, okay. I make it like a dual wielder thing.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, a little bit.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. Or like a dueler.
You should definitely try rogue. I think the class exists that's got everything that you want, and I think it's rogue.
It's possible.
And they've got a hook. Oh, the hook is so much
fun.
Is the second part of this question. After meeting Ian, who next on the WoW dev team do you really want to meet? Well, we didn't just meet Ian. We met like pretty much everyone. Yeah, when we were at BlizzCon, we met so many amazing people who work in development on Team 2. Team 2 is the WoW team. What's Team 1? I guess the StarCraft team? I'm not sure. But I know Team 2 as well. That's all I know. And we met so many devs, like sort of zone designers, and who were all like, and the great thing about them, every single person we met, from like cinematic creators to zone designers to class designers, they all loved what they did so much. Yeah, and they were so excited. We met them mostly the night before the first day of BlizzCon. So it was just before the reveal of BFA. And everyone was so excited. And everyone wanted to talk to us about it, and they couldn't, obviously. But they were like, it's so good. And like, I've done some great work for it. And we met some great people, some really, really cool people. Yeah. And if we met you at BlizzCon, and you work on Team 2, yes, we are talking about you. You are awesome. Thank you. It was just brilliant to meet people. Yeah. It was so cool. So I don't know. I would really like to meet...
Do you want to meet Alex?
Yeah, I'd meet Alex. I haven't met Alex, actually.
No. I was
can
just
meet
thinking
Alex.
No, we did not interview Alex.
No, we didn't. The two producers that we met, though, were awesome.
They were the bomb.
Really, really cool.
They were super cool.
But people that we haven't met... I'd quite like to meet Ben Brode. I know he doesn't work for WoW.
He doesn't count.
But...
Oh, well, if we're going in that direction, Jeff Kaplan.
Yeah, obviously.
Mike Morhaime.
I'd love to meet Mike Morhaime.
I'd love to meet Mike Morhaime.
I feel like I feel really
shake
happy
his
to...
hand
Yeah, exactly.
And just be like, you did good.
What a year it's been.
Yeah.
I'd love to meet him just because he's a legend. He set up Blizzard.
Yeah.
And, like, I remember playing Rock and Roll Racing when I was a kid on my Super Nintendo. And I played the hell out of that game. And I loved it so, so much. And that was the first Blizzard game that I played. They weren't even called Blizzard back then.
Oh.
And right from then, I've been a bit of a Blizzard fanboy.
Yeah.
They're so good. I'd love to meet him. What a dude. And let's say a Tuskar, a Naga... let's say a Tuskar, a Naga, and a gnome in a mech suit go into a tavern. Which one comes out as playable first? Oh, you just sussed our Tinker class.
Yeah.
Well, like, out of all of those...
I think the mech gnome is the most realistic.
You reckon, though?
I do.
I know we've already got a mech gnome in your gnome leader guy.
Yeah.
Mecha Talk.
Yeah.
And I know everyone is talking about, like... But that would be a new class. That would be a new class. And I don't think we're going to get a new class. I think we'll get more races before we get a class. So I think...
That could...
I genuinely think Tuskar is on the
be
cards,
it
man.
It could be technically not a new race.
Well, it wouldn't be a new race. It'd be a new class. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, well.
It'd be like a new race class combo.
Wait,
you know
yes,
how like Demon Hunter is a new
Yes.
class, but also kind of a new race in a way because it has all different customization options.
In a way, okay, I see what you mean. So it kind of come as a package with the class.
Totally.
That makes sense.
And I feel like Tinker or Mecha Gnome would be that sort of thing.
I'd play one.
Whereas I'd play one, but not as much as I play a Tuskar.
Yeah.
Mein Gott.
Yeah.
And I genuinely think Tuskar's on the cards. I genuinely think so. I think
What's
Blizzard...
their racial? Like blubber?
Their racial is that they just win
Like...
automatically everything.
Like
their
you-
racial is
like
that
they
people
have-
only play
Like
them.
you can't damage them because they're just covered in a layer of fat.
They don't need a racial. Like Tuskar don't need a racial. Tuskar's racial could be...
fish.
Tuskar's racial could be a bit of a fart. And people would play Tuskar. Tuskar's racial would be like they are the only race in the game because as soon as Tuskar get made playable, everyone no one's gonna play any other race.
What do Tuskar look like when they swim?
Like the most majestic unicorns. They look like Win. That's what they look like.
Yeah, they're adorable.
Can you even imagine?
No.
And they'd be. Can you imagine their druid forms?
Oh, I can't actually.
I can.
What would their druid form look like?
Well, just them, but better.
Just, like more of a walrus.
Yeah, like their tank form would be them but bigger, and their cat form would be them but on all fours.
That's
And their
weird.
flight form would be them, like
Just
doing their
flapping
little
their
fins.
little flippers.
Yeah,
Okay, that's
See what
pretty
I'm saying?
cute. Yeah.
that'd be so good, so good.
Yep.
And obviously their swim form would just be them swimming.
Yep.
Let's see what could possibly go wrong.
Perfect.
I like if Tuskar, I'd change all my characters to Tuskar. I'm not even joking. I'm not even like being funny for the video. I genuinely would.
Yeah,
Totally.
I know you would.
No questions
I know
asked.
you
I
would.
would spend and Blizz. I've got like 12 characters.
Mm-hmm.
At least. I mean, those are my max level characters. I would race change every single one of them. That's like what, 40 quid each or something. That's
Yeah.
a lot. I'd do it, and I'd use the patient money to pay for it.
I know.
And it'd be tax deductible. It'd be awesome, and we just have to hope that no lights on our on our recording camera lights blow that week.
Nothing breaks.
Yeah. Let's do one more because I don't know how long we've been doing this, but I guess it's probably quite a while. Devin Harris, you two are adorable. That's not the one that we're going to do.
Oh wait, that's a good one.
It's not a question though. Or we could talk about it for quite a while.
Yeah.
But, okay, and this one, Jonathan Grosskopf has two questions. So let's answer them both, just so we don't split, because that'd be really weird. That'd be like one of those TV shows where it'd be like a game show where someone gives the answer to a question and then they have an ad break before they find out if the answer was right.
Yes.
It'd be terrible. So serious question.
In BF8, do you see a scenario in which Sylvanas and Anduin are equally used as pawns for the Void Old Gods? It appears right now that Sylvanas only really cares about the Forsaken, and Anduin has a very visceral reaction to the Azerite. He does. To be fair, they both had reactions. Do you think the Azerite is causing, or is a party of some type of Void influence?
There's worrying implications to it having Void influence.
Yeah.
Because if the blood of the world soul of Azeroth has Void God influences, then that means trouble, doesn't it? That means trouble. But then maybe it's not actually the blood of the world soul. Maybe it is the blood of an old god, and we're just calling it Azerite.
Yeah.
Could be anything, couldn't it?
It could be.
Let's ask Pyromancer, see what he's got to say about it. I think that's definitely what they're going for at the moment. Because Anduin does have that very visceral reaction.
He does.
And suddenly he's not wearing gloves when he holds it, which must be meaningful.
It must.
I feel, and he's all
everything
like,
is meaningful.
I feel so dizzy. He goes a bit Frodo, doesn't he?
He does a little bit.
He's a little bit like, oh, Sam.
Yeah.
Oh, Gen. And Gen's like, maybe I could carry that burden for you, Mr. Anduin. And Anduin's like, oh, no, Sam. Oh, no, Gen. This is something that I've got to do for myself.
Yeah.
And
I think that's kind of how it's playing out. Because, right, as I said before, we're, at odds with each other, butting heads, Horde versus Alliance. And meanwhile, the old gods are like,
yeah. So do you think that means that
they're pawns?
Well, so like it's kind of like established law that Anduin is going to make it into old age because of that comic strip that came out before Legion, where he's depicted with Velen as an old man about to like have the final battle against the Shadow, the Void.
Yes.
Obviously, Sylvanas is not in that because it's just about him. So whatever happens, it's unlikely that he turns evil. He might be being used as a pawn for the old gods. I suppose the old gods like to think that they are using everyone as a pawn, though.
Oh, yeah.
Whether it works or not.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I think we're supposed to think that Sylvanas is getting used a little bit.
Yeah.
And I think that we are supposed to think that if anyone is going to turn bad, it's Sylvanas. And that leads me to believe that that's not what's going to happen at all. Because they're making it so obvious that that's what we're supposed to think. And so soon after Garrosh and stuff, Blizzard haven't always been the most imaginative with their storylines and their redemption arcs and things like that. But I think they're trying to play us right now.
I think
they will actively undermine our expectations with it.
That's a good point.
I think that's certainly what they're doing. And I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised to see Sylvanas not make it out of this expansion alive.
I'm with you.
I kind of feel like maybe she's this expansion's Illidan figure. Because I said at the beginning of Legion that we'd be saying goodbye to Illidan.
Yeah, Illidan makes us
which we kind
the
of are.
ultimate sacrifice.
Yeah, and like I know it's all set up for him to come back one day or whatever, but he at the moment has been put in his nice little box.
Yeah, he's gone
with the rest of the Titans.
Yeah,
and this is why I don't kind of buy it when people are like, "Oh, the Titans are actually this and that and that." It's like, no. Like the narrative cue that has been given to us from Blizzard here, and by the writers of Blizzard, is that is the end of the Titans for now.
Yeah.
They are put in their little box. They are packed away with Sargeras. We don't have to worry about like the Burning Legion. Doesn't mean that demons and stuff aren't out there, but the Burning Legion is over as a threat. The Titans are over as a thing for now.
Yep.
Like Illidan is over as a thing. That is a wiping the slate clean.
Yeah.
And this is like a reset. And that's the narrative cue that we've been given. That's clearly what the writers are doing. So I don't think it's got anything to do with any Titans or anything like that. And I wouldn't be surprised to see Sylvanas like make some grand sacrifice to save everyone. And to save the Horde,
but die in the process.
To save the Horde, because maybe like her actions with all the Azerite and stuff kind of wake up the old gods. Yeah. But she like makes some big grand gesture which saves the Horde in a way that even Anduin and the Alliance are like, wow, she was badass and probably the actual hero of this expansion. Yeah. So like Horde players aren't upset because they're like, we lost another War Chief, but
it's okay
in a really cool way. Like
and
you know, and she saved everyone, and not in a kind of like useless way like Varian Wynn did.
Yeah, God.
Because really, when it comes down to it, Varian Wynn only really saved Gen Greymane.
Yeah, he did.
Which is why Gen Greymane is such a good boy. Because, you know, he's got a debt to repay. But no, I think Sylvanas will make some to save the Horde. And it'll be all like, for the Horde!
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
I think you figured it out.
I don't know. That's what I imagine. Anyway, that's probably what I do, but I'm not right for Blizz, am I? And so the second part of your question, not a serious question. Oh, good. If you were to pick a WoW character to officiate the wedding, who would you pick? Only rule is that Anduin wouldn't be allowed to cry in case that changes it. Well, yeah, I mean, he would, wouldn't he? Anduin, he'd be crying.
He would be.
He'd be like,
he'd totally weep.
And he'd be so beautiful that neither of us could get married to the other person. Because when it's like his superpower.
Yeah.
It's like he's beautiful enough anyway.
Radiant.
But then he cries, and
You're
it's like he's like is it Silver Fox, the old Marvel character who's got, I can't remember. It's been a while since I've been into comics really. But yeah. Everyone just falls in love with him when he talks, and it's like that's Anduin. When he cries, everyone just falls. They can't help it. They can't even help it.
So even, we better not have
even Sylvanas has a little grin.
Yeah,
it kind of, and that's why the end of that cinematic is so great. Is because both Anduin and Sylvanas have a little smile at the end, and that's why it's so brilliant.
Yeah.
It's because Anduin's like, "Stand as one for the alliance," and Sylvanas is like, "Huh." And it's like, they kind of love each other. It's so great. And
that's why fanfic to support that theory.
Is why that works so well.
Yeah.
That's why that. Well, we know that they're going to get married to try and stop the old gods.
Well, exactly.
Because when shit gets serious, only one thing can solve that: marriage. Fact. So okay, no, Anduin, I can't have Anduin crying there because like you'd leave me for him, and I wouldn't even be able to argue with it. I'd be like, well, fair enough.
Which character would you pick to officiate our wedding?
Gen, he's such a good boy.
Gen is you know what? I would feel like I was in safe hands.
You would be really big ones.
Big, safe, furry paws.
White furry hands.
Gen or
so big. So safe. You'd be so safe.
What about just like literally anyone? Well, I was gonna say
good specific answer to the question.
No,
literally anyone.
No, that I didn't finish saying what I was gonna say. Like anyone from Bradensbrook.
Oh right, and like any Gulnean type person.
Yeah, basically. So Gen is fine.
Yeah,
really.
yeah, but well, okay. So because I'm assuming, I assume you're choosing like a Bradensbrook person because of their awesome English accents.
Yes.
Their Dick Van Dyke Englishness.
Yeah, yeah.
Whereas Gen doesn't have that. Bizarrely, Gen is like Gen and Tess are the only Gulneans who don't have English accents.
Crazy Cockney accents.
Which is a shame.
Yeah, it is a shame.
Because I think Gen would be brilliant with
English accent. I think he would be. But
I
wouldn't be able to take him seriously.
Well, you take him seriously now?
What?
You take him seriously now?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Fine. Because I know he's a good boy and everything, but wow, I'm not sure I take him entirely seriously.
Yeah. But yeah, literally like anyone with a hound and a top hat.
Do you take this woman to be your lawful wedding? Oi. Oi, oi. Oi. Do you take this woman to be your awful wedded wife? Oi, oi.
See?
Yeah, oh my God, it'd be so good. You're right.
Yeah.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah.
Wow. I think I'd like someone a bit more famous. I think I'd like to be a bit more famous. But Jonathan's pick is Saurfang. Huh.
Sorry, have we talked about why...
That'd be pretty cool. But again, he's a bit too sexy.
Why he's Saurfang?
What? No.
Because he's... Or, sorry, Saurfang.
Why?
Because of Sauron.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Do you think that's why?
No, but that's why I pronounce it that way.
Oh, that's why you.
Everyone's like, "There's no precedent. It's soar like dinosaur.
Yeah.
There's no precedent." Well, what about literally the man who created the universe that then created the World of Warcraft universe?
Yeah, Sauron. I agree. You are right.
Yeah,
you are right. Well done. Amazing. You are right as always. However, in their defense, I think he's literally referred to as Saurfang, like by people speaking in games and stuff like that.
Doesn't matter.
On books or
Don't
whatever.
care.
So I've never heard it.
No.
And if I has, it never registered with me. So he'll always, don't worry, he'll always be Saurfang to me.
Yeah. Me too.
Like, yeah. And even if I know, and his is one of those few ones that I won't change if I know that it's wrong.
Yeah.
Like it's been the way I've pronounced certain names in this game has been pointed out to me to be wrong a number of times, and I have then changed the way that I pronounce them, so I wasn't like all wrong on that.
Oh yeah.
But then with Saurfang, I just can't do it. I can't say Saurfang.
Me neither.
It's always gonna be Saurfang for me.
Me too.
There we go. Good. Excellent. Well then. Oh, I haven't answered the question. Wait a minute. I would like it to be... not Khadgar. Oh, Jaina.
Really?
Jaina.
I don't want Jaina at my wedding.
Oh, I can understand that.
She's a bit too volatile.
She's-
you know, like someone's like, can someone name any reason why this couple to be like, yes? Or she just get
She wouldn't, because
upset.
she just asked the question.
No, it wouldn't work.
I just like the way she's dressed.
Yeah, that's.
She looks so good.
Yeah.
But it's Sarah.
No.
No, she might turn evil.
Yeah.
Someone might hit her with a red diamondy thing
then
and just
she'll-
like
yeah.
she'd turn evil just like that.
Mhm.
Then we'd have to kill her.
Yeah. God.
Ruin the wedding.
Yeah.
It'd be terrible. It'd be the worst wedding.
I want. What's his face? Atreus. Starbro. Just because I love him. And he would just be like hovering in the front.
Starbro?
Like, yeah, and he'd be like conjuring shit. And then he'd open up like
All the walls of our venue would fall down, and there'd be like void-infested planets everywhere. It's like, I have seen your future. It's grim. That's not what you want at a wedding. You don't want like the person conducting the wedding to be going, yeah.
Today.
I have seen your fate. It's terrible.
No.
Well, that's literally what he says in the
But
raid.
he would say nice things. He would be like...
Oh, so you'd want him, but you just want him to be completely different.
No, he'd be the same. He'd be really intense and dramatic, but he would be saying nice things.
I'd quite fancy Gallywix.
Ew.
Because he'd walk down to take his place and be like, doop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doop. And be like, so, here's anybody... No, that's terrible.
No, that's
oh my
really
God.
bad.
I'm stopping that one.
Yeah.
Stopping that straight away before it turns into something offensive that I didn't mean it to. Don't know why my New York accent suddenly left me there.
New York.
Okay, not Gallywix then. I need an answer to this before we finish, because I don't have one.
What about Rathian?
Oh, not Rathian. He likes pairing different sides off against each other.
He does.
That's not what you want for a wedding
No,
officiator.
no.
That's
He
like,
does.
again, the opposite of what you want. Okay, I don't want someone that can see into the future and has a habit of telling people that their futures are doomed, like
Yeah,
Starbro.
yeah.
That's not what I want at my wedding. I don't want someone who's got a history of trying to pit two sides against each other.
I know. Oculus.
Okay. But Oculus is a bit rubbish, though.
No, he's not.
Yeah, because he keeps transporting you to the wrong place.
But
He's like, "Oh, sorry, everyone. I thought that was going to be the library, but it was a demon pit. Sorry about that." And
I
now
like Oculus.
now we'll all go outside for the reception. Oh no, it wasn't the reception. It's literally a different planet. Sorry, everyone. I'm not sure Oculus would be a great person.
yeah, maybe
I'm
you're
sure Oculus
right.
would be a great person to have.
Maybe you're right.
Maybe we just have to go with Sourfang.
Yeah.
We are gathered here today. It'd be a bit scary, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Fortune?
No.
We be gathered here today.
Not Velen?
Velen?
He's a bit too old and crusty, isn't
Yeah.
he?
But he's got a certain air about him.
Yeah, he
I can
does.
see that.
He does.
I can see Velen doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Velen. Okay. I don't see how anything could go wrong with Velen.
No.
He's just a bit tired. though,
He's
isn't
just
he?
a little tired.
He'd be like,
yeah.
"You may kiss the bride."
My son is dead. Yeah. Yeah.
Obviously, I want some kind of Tusker.
Yeah.
Can you? That'd be the best wedding ever.
Oh, yeah.
Dearly beloved. Be amazing. Yes, I'm totally down with that. Some kind
Me
of
too.
Velen
Okay.
or failing that, some kind of Tusker.
Let's do it.
Whoever a famous, like any named Tusker
Yes.
is who I want to officiate at our
Yes.
wedding.
Yep.
I'd be like, thank
Deal.
you.
Deal.
Decided. Ladies and gentlemen, next week we will begin with this question. Crystal Rose. It's a long question. We won't read it all out now because we don't want to end on a cliffhanger. This is just so
spoil
Crystal
it.
Rose knows that her question is next.
Yes.
And
Crystal, you are
if you can
next.
see your name appear now, you're probably going to be in the next episode. Next week. And now I've lost where we were. Anyway, good. Splendid. So, thank you for joining us today. I hope that wasn't terrible. It was a bit though, wasn't it?
It was fine.
No, it's fine. We should have a new video out tonight, because I probably won't get this out till tomorrow morning. And then the essay video should be out tonight. So there should be 2 videos out.
Very
if you're a
nice.
patron tomorrow.
Wow.
In time for the weekly reset.
Good stuff.
Yeah. Because seeing my parents again, they're coming to visit on this weekend, so want to get the weekly reset done and out early on Saturday. That's the plan.
That is the plan.
It's definitely the plan. And we've got an essay video coming out before that about the potential... Oh, spoiler. BFA spoiler. The potential destruction of Borealis. The new Alliance capital. That's what it's all about. So,
Okay.
yeah, there you go. Please do continue to add questions to this thread.
Yeah, we'll
if you
get
like.
through them
And we
eventually.
will get through all of them eventually. Because we will make this a weekly or at most bi-weekly thing. But we always aim for weekly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Add your questions to this and we will get to them. Thank you to everyone who's put a question down.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Thank you to everyone who's watching this, because if you are watching this, it means you are a patron and you're amazing, and you are literally the reason our channel manages to happen. So thank you so much for your support and your kind words and your lovely faces.
Yeah, those 2.
Probably more your lovely faces than anything else, if I'm totally honest.
Yeah.
Because there are some lovely faces in our patrons,
Really
aren't
good.
there?
Yeah.
Like some really defined, like wise. They look wise.
Yeah.
Because it's not just beauty.
No.
Because like lots of people just have beauty, and they have beauty, but they've also got
Like
like
something else. Yeah. Yeah.
wise. Wise. Do you like my? This is my gym T-shirt that I'm wearing right now, by the way.
Very nice.
This is my Hackney City Farm T-shirt, which has been my gym T-shirt for about 4 years.
Ew.
No, I've washed it regularly, like almost every time I've gone to the gym. Anyway, sorry everyone. Yes, see you next week, probably, hopefully, for another Patreon Q&A. See you at least a couple of times before that for actual T&E videos.
Real videos.
From me, Taliesin.
And me, Evertel.
Until next time, cheerio.